Have you ever looked at your life and thought that why am I living the same life over and over again? Same people, same situation, same type of negative circumstances, same type of negative results. Why you feel like you are stuck in a loop? You know that somewhere deep in your mind, you are meant for more. You are meant for more happiness. You are meant for more wealth. You are meant for more success. You are meant to live your dream life, but you just can't seem to have it all. Now let me break the very uncomfortable truth to you. And the reason is that you are choosing to embody the identity of a person who does not have the dream life. Your reality can only reflect what you have inside you, what you have in your inner world. So if you have in your inner world the lack, the desperation, the sadness, the identity of a person who cannot achieve anything, if you feel in your heart that you can never be prioritized, people do not love you, people do not treat you with respect, that is what your reality is going to mirror you back. But there is no need to worry, because in this video I'm going to tell you how to bend your reality at your will so that you can manifest your dream life. Because I have manifested my dream life and I have manifested more money. So what I used to earn in a month few years back is what I'm earning right now in a day, and that used to be my dream, and now I'm living the same life and I can help you do the same. So let's start with the first topic, which is why your reality hasn't been responding and why your reality hasn't been manifesting what you want it to manifest. As Neville Goddard has said that you don't get what you want, you manifest what you believe to be true about yourself. This simple sentence explains everything, and this is the core of manifestation. Manifestation is not something very hard or a rocket science. It is very simple, and the core of manifestation is you get what you embody within yourself. You get the reality of the person you wish to embody within you. So if you embody within you that you don't have your desire, you always lack in everything, money never comes to you, health never comes to you, people always treat you with disrespect, people never choose you, you are always the last option, that is what your reality is going to show you. Just understand this one thing, that your reality is always matching what you have within, and it is always obedient. So it cannot, like it is by the law written that it cannot disobey you. If you are seeing in your reality what you don't like, it is because somewhere in your heart and in your mind and in your subconscious you have the beliefs of a person who is attracting the negative circumstances in your life. But the good news is you can absolutely drop it, and you can absolutely embody the version that you want. And by instantly, I mean it will shift instantly within here, because manifestations are always instant, but they are always instant here. And in your 3D, they reflect with some delay, because 3D is a delayed mirror. It will reflect with some delay. It could be of a second, it could be of a minute, it could be of an hour, but there is always a lag, there is always a delay. We have to keep that in mind. Before everything else, before affirmations, before visualization scene, before any technique that your coach is suggesting you have to understand just one thing, that your desire is already existing right now. Now you would say, if it's existing right now, why can't I see it? That is because your desire is right now existing in a different plane, in a cosmic field at a different plane, and you can't see that plane. You have to match your frequency, you have to match your energy to that desire to actually manifest it. Your desire already exists, it's just that you haven't become the version who has it all. When you shift identities, your reality also shifts. This is a laser sharp law. The only thing that manifests anything in your life is nothing else but your own identity and the state of consciousness that you hold within. So there are 3 systems that bend and shape your reality. First one is your brain, second is your mind, and third is your identity. So your brain is just like a filter, so it's filtering millions and billions of bits of information every second. So you are actually not seeing your reality exactly as it is. You are actually filtering your reality based on the assumptions and the limiting beliefs and the perception that you hold of the reality. So you are not seeing the reality exactly as it is. You are seeing the version of it that fits your beliefs and your subconscious core patterns. So if you believe that you are not good enough, that is what your reality, that is what your mind, and that is what your brain, and that is what the RAS of the brain will attract in your life. And this is what your mind will start to confirm for you. This is called cognitive filtering. Second is the mind. Another scientific concept that explains bending reality is the self-fulfilling prophecy. And that is what I've explained in the last video, that there is a continuous loop that you are stuck in your life. So your belief influences your behavior, then your behavior creates an outcome, and then it again reinforces the belief. So it is a continuous loop, it is a continuous cycle that you are stuck in. And until and unless you change the belief, you will always be behaving the same way. So I'll give you an example for it. So if you believe that people do not respect you, you act insecure, you speak less confidently, you try to hide beneath the people, and you avoid eye contact. You always want to be the last person to speak in a public gathering because you feel that people would not respect what you say and people do not respect you. While on the other hand, if you start believing that people respect you, your behavior will instantly shift. You will start to make eye contact. You will start to feel more confident while speaking because now you know that whatever I will say, people will accept it and people will see it with respect and people will respect me for whatever I say. And this is how your identity creates your reality. So if you have the identity of the person who already has the desire, your behavior will change and that behavior will, manifest a different outcome. And then the outcome that you have manifested will reinforce the belief that actually created the behavior change. So if you have this belief that people respect you, the outcome that will be created because of that belief will again reinforce this belief that people respect you. And this isn't just theory, this is backed by proper research. So the placebo effect shows that belief can change biology, while the nocebo effect says that fear can create symptoms. So if you have a fear of a certain disease in your life, there is a very specific chance that you might create the disease just by fearing about it. And a lot of people have done that. So I don't know how many of you have checked out that channel called as Simon Squared. She has told that she actually manifested a disease in her spinal cord just by thinking of its symptoms and just by thinking that how would she feel if she had that disease. And that is a very real story. Your mind is powerful enough to create a reality and to destroy a reality. It all depends on what you choose to select every now and then, because you are selecting your reality every second of the day, every second of your life. You are choosing a different reality. You are creating a different reality. So your reality can only bend if you choose to create a different reality. Your reality can only bend if you actually decide that now I want to create a different reality and start working on it. Third is identity, the root of all manifestation. As I said, that manifestation is nothing else but choosing a different identity and persisting in that identity, because identity creates behavior and behavior then creates different outcomes, and then your reality shifts. If your brain controls a filter, if your mind controls triggers and behavior, your identity controls both of them. Because your identity determines what you think you deserve, what opportunities would you pursue, how you react to challenges, how you speak, how you think, whether you take risk or not, whether you give up or whether you persist. Like persistence is also possible for people who are very determined. So if you have this nature of, giving up on things which you feel are hard, probably you would not be able to persist, because persistence sometimes is hard. Basically, your identity is the operating system running in the background and you don't even know that your identity is the one that is creating everything. So if I were you and if I had to change my identity, these are the steps that I would take. I would first ask myself that what are the things that I believe about myself? What identity have I been living? What are the negative things that I assume about myself? What I feel is normal to me emotionally? What do I feel what is the major emotion that I stay in for the dominant period of the day? Because it is true that you cannot create your new reality with the same identity that created your negative reality. You have to change your identity so that you can manifest a new reality. No matter you accept it or not, it is true. Now the second step is you have to understand this one thing, that you are not bending your reality, you are bending your brain to accept a new reality, and you are bending your brain to accept a new reality as your current truth. So science has actually proved that your brain is actually not seeing the reality. It is actually predicting the reality based on what assumptions you hold, what beliefs you have, what memories you have about your past years. Everything is creating a filter, and based on that, your brain is selecting and brain is predicting your reality. So Carl Friston actually showed that your brain is constantly performing predictive cycles, constantly predicts what will happen. It matches the prediction with the incoming data, and it deletes anything that does not match with your perception and reinforces anything that does. So that means that your assumptions literally filters out what you see, feel, notice, hear, everything. So if you see someone responding to a situation in a very negative way, just know that their assumptions and their beliefs are very negative, and that's why they are reacting to it very differently, because they are filtering the event based on what they think is their reality. And this is the reason why law of assumption works. You assume, your brain predicts, then you behave differently, then you notice things differently, and then the reality shifts. This is actually not magic, this is the science. Now the third and the final step is neuroplasticity is the way in which you can change the filter of your brain. So what is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is the science with which your brain literally rewires to match your reality. Basically, in simple terms, it is your brain's ability to change and to rewire itself to create new neural pathways. So every thought that you repeat strengthens a neural pathway. Every assumption that you live in becomes a shortcut in your mind. Every identity that you embody becomes a default pattern. There are actually studies from Harvard and UCLA that shows that thoughts create structural changes in the brain. And this is not even metaphorical, this is anatomical. So when you repeatedly think that I am chosen, I am successful, I am rich, you might feel that nothing is happening because your conscious mind is still not able to see the changes in your reality. But actually what is happening is your brain is working to create new neural pathways, and as soon as those neural pathways are created, your reality will start to shift. We might think that nothing is happening, but in the background there are two things that are happening. First, your identity is changing. So when you repeat something constantly and whenever you associate a feeling with it, your behaviors towards situation changes, and that is one sign that you can know that your subconscious mind is now getting reprogrammed. So a lot of people ask me that what are the signs we get when our subconscious mind starts to get reprogrammed. The first sign is your identity changes, and with the identity the way you behave changes. So if in earlier stages of your life you were reacting to a situation in a negative way, you would probably not react to it the same way you were reacting earlier. You would start to react on it differently, or you would start to pause before reacting, and that is in itself a very big change, because now you are not reacting, you are responding. Second thing that happens is the interpretation of your reality changes. So because your filter changes, you start to predict reality in a different way, and this is the reason why your affirmations, visualization, anything starts to work, because your perception of the reality changes, and because perception of your reality changes, your reality, outer reality, also change, because your reality is nothing else but a reflection of who you are within. When you do any technique like affirmation, visualization, it gives your brain the repetition that it needs to create a neural pathway. And once the pathway is built, your reality starts to match with your inner world. So whenever you start to use neuroplasticity in your daily life to change your reality, to bend the reality at your will, there are few things that happen. So there is something called as confirmation bias. So what is confirmation bias? Confirmation bias is you believe something, and then your brain, or the filter which is called RAS, reticular activating system, it starts to looking for the proof. When it gets the proof, the same belief is reinforced again. So it is also the loop. So if you believe that people always treat me with respect, you actually start to see the situations where you actually feel that people respect you, and then when it gets the proof, it will reinforce the belief in your mind. So if I have to explain how to bend your reality at your will, I would explain it in these few steps. First is by changing the brain's predictions. Second would be programming the RAS, which is nothing else but the filter, rewiring neural pathways, identity shifting, using cognitive bias in your favor, and finally changing behavior through change in your belief. Basically, reality is not fixed, it is basically a reflection of who you are within, and by within I mean what you are within here in your mind. So to give you in brief, you first have to do an internal audit, which will identify that what beliefs do you currently hold about yourself, what perception do you have here of your reality, what is the consciousness that you currently hold within. Now second step would be define a future self, which would be your future if you were the person that you want to be. So if you want to be a successful person, if you want to become a successful businessman or businesswoman, you have to understand that what would be the feeling of being a successful businesswoman or businessman. How would they walk, how would they talk, how would they react to circumstances, how would they spend their money, how would they invest their money, where would they spend their money, everything. And work on your self-concept also, because you can never outperform your self-image. So if you have this self-image that people never accept you for who you are, you will never be able to manifest something else other than this, because you can never outperform what you believe that you deserve, what you are deserving of. Step 3 would be create a new identity which says that you already have your desire using affirmations, visualization. And the main part here is you have to involve emotion in it. So if you involve emotion and visualization, it creates a very powerful change in your subconscious mind, and that it actually creates a change in your subconscious and your identity. And fourth would be taking micro actions to satisfy your brain that you are actually that person, which is in law of attraction called as act as if. But you don't have to go out and invest all of your savings somewhere you don't know is beneficial. You have to take inspired action. There's a difference between inspired action and forced action. So if you are reprogramming your mind successfully and in a right direction, your brain will ask you to take right actions and right decisions. But if your brain is reprogrammed for negativity, your brain will ask you to take decisions that can harm you physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. And the last step would be you have to let go of the old identity. As Neville says that you cannot sail in two boats. That's why if you are holding on to your old identity, you can never manifest a new identity, or you can never have a new identity, because you would still be taking actions from your old identity which says that you are not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that. And when you do all of this, you will start to feel that your behavior is changing, your perception of the reality is changing, and your reality is also changing, because your reality cannot shift until you change what is in here. So I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, you know the drill, like, share and subscribe. And if you want to book a session with me, check the description. You will find all the details that is required for you to do so. And yes, do share this video with your friends and family so that they also know that they are the creator of their reality, they are the operant power. And yes, I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.